Okay, we've had sprint cars, dirt super late models. For more variety, let's go to Lake Erie Speedway, where on Saturday, the late models made 75 circuits on the asphalt oval. Scott Wiley in the orange 47 would lead the 21-car field to the green, with the 47 of Dave Heithaus on the outside pole position. Down the backstretch, Heithaus moves into the top spot. A lap 2 yellow bunches the field and allows George Scorer III in the 65 to take over the lead. Glenn Galt Jr. in the orange 32 looks to follow Scorer past Heithaus, but has to check up while the 47 of Wiley pulls even with Galt for third. By lap 14, Galt has moved up to second. Sam Falone is third. Heithaus has to contend with Will Thomas for fourth place and with lap traffic. On lap 21, Falone is able to pass Scorer for the lead and begins to put some distance on the second place machine. Scorer gets a chance to regain the lead on a lap 25 restart. Falone runs the second groove, but Scorer can't work his way inside of the 48 machine. For many laps, Falone paced the field with Scorer only a few car lengths behind. This action is with less than 30 laps to go. Kerwinsville's Nathan Russell had a strong run in his red 26 machine. Here he tries to hold off Greg Hoover as they race just outside of the top 5. Dave Russell worked on Galt for many laps down the stretch before he was able to take away the 4th position. A scary moment for Falone as he catches lap traffic. Rich Scorer goes for a spin, but the race remains green. Falone, who had won the last race held at Lake Erie, goes uncontested the rest of the way to pick up the victory. Congratulations, back-to-back wins for you here. They were dicing up there in the front. You got the lead pretty early there. The car really must have been set up.
Yeah, it was good right off the bat, and it was a lot better on the high side than the low side, and we found out right away, and we just stuck it up there, and we passed some pretty good cars tonight.
And once you got the lead there, you had quite a few restarts, and Scorer, you opened up the bottom for him, but I guess that's the advantage of having this kind of track where you can run the top side, not lose first.
Yeah, it's a progressive bank track. A lot of guys like running the bottom, but I think the top is kind of where the track wants to be right now. But I just stuck it out there and see how it ran. It was running good. They were giving me my lap times. I was doing pretty good up there, so I just left it.
And you've run Hooters Pro Cup before. Where do things stand with that?
I still have both my cars. We're not going to run any shows or anything. We're pretty much just going to do this all year, have some fun racing again, and it's hard to race going around the country like that. Can't do it all the time.
Any other special shows outside of Lake Erie on the agenda?
None on the agenda yet. I might try to go to Motordrome for that big race, but that's about it.
George Scorer III held on to second, with Will Thomas third, Dave Russell fourth, and Glenn Galt Jr. in fifth. The street stock feature did not get off to a good start. The 28 of Joel Raymelt looks to go 3 wide at the line, then gets on the apron and turns pole sitter Russ Conti. Once we get back underway, the 88 of Tim Garlock would work the outside of the yellow number 1 of Jeff Campbell to take the early lead. The 71 of Rich Miller then pulls even with Campbell, while Lexi Wilson in the 21 rides in 4th place. After a caution on lap 5, for a few laps, Garlock and Miller ran door-to-door for the top spot, while defending champion Wilson would look low in an attempt to make it 3 wide for the lead. Eventually, Wilson would take over 2nd place and pressure Garlock for the win. Coming to the white flag, Garlock gets loose, but Wilson can't capitalize. Going into turn 1, she is right on his bumper, then pushes high off of turn 2 and loses ground to Garlock. But she is not done yet. In 3 and 4, she makes one last effort to take the checkers. However, Tim Garlock holds her off to take the victory in his first start at Lake Erie this season. Here is your top 5 in the street stocks. Tim Garlock takes the checkers over Lexi Wilson, Rich Miller, Katie Kaczynski, and Joel Raymelt. We pick things up in the modified feature with 5 laps down and a restart. The 19 of Dwayne Van Tassel has led the opening laps, but gives way to the 31 of Jason Dieter as they return to green. Later, J.P. Weiser in the 17 takes over the lead with this pass of Dieter. In the middle of 1 and 2, he gets loose and stacks up the field behind him. Dale Murdoch in the yellow number 4 moves up to challenge Dieter for 2nd. With 4 laps to go, Dieter gets into Weiser to regain the lead. Dave McAvoy in the red 77 also looks to gain a position on Weiser as they go through 1 and 2. They are side by side until McAvoy gets a good run down the backstretch. Then as they approach turn 3, Dieter goes high with Weiser on his bumper, while McAvoy looks slow to take the lead. Dieter still leads at the line, but McAvoy makes it stick on the bottom of 1 and 2 to again possess the top spot. He would lead the rest of the way. The rundown of the top 5 in the modifieds looks like this. Dave McAvoy was the winner, with Jason Dieter in second place. Third through fifth went to J.P. Weiser, Mike Neubauer, and Dale Murdoch. Greg Irish took the checkers in the compacts with Dan Bittinger, Jeff Breads, Travis Raymelt, and Jim Tobin rounding out the top 5. The unofficial top 5 in the Legends has Jeremy Hodricourt as the winner, but his engine's compression is under protest. Anthony Riforgiato was victorious in the Bandoleros with Tyler McArdle in second. Wesley McCrae was third, fourth went to Melissa Brockman, and Devin Moore finished fifth. This was certainly a busy weekend, and although the holiday specials are over, there are a few special events on the calendar for next weekend. We will take a look at those after this.
When you think golf carts, think Jake's Custom Golf Carts. With over 300 stock and lifted carts at their shop, you'll find the cart you need or have Jake's build one to your specs. Custom airbrushing, lift kits, sport shifters, rear seats. You name it, with the expertise and craftsmanship people have come to expect from Jake's. Come see for yourself why Jake's is the nation's premier golf cart provider. Jake's Golf Carts, Route 522 McVeigh Town. Online at jakesgolfcarts.com.